What's up? What's up? Another day leveled up. It's your boy Salem, back with another one for you. How you guys doing? Hope you're doing well. It's all good over here. I'm just at a little new location. Same house, just new spot. I decided to move from. I used to just make the vids over here, you know, that's the little lamp back there. Bike, but my friend came over the other day and just told me, like, bro, you got a nice space, why not make more use of it? And I'm like, you're right. This is the chair I get my wisdom from, and why not make this a seamless transaction, you know? But let's get into the honorary Palo Santo and get into today's topic. Today I want to talk about, it's a crazy topic to talk about. Do you crave to make a difference in the world? It's crazy because a lot of people do, but the act of craving it is kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, why do we have that desire to just want to make an impact? Is it our ego that's telling us that we need to do that to feel that we're worthy? I think the media is really good at showing us, like, you know, so-and-so donated to charity. This athlete tipped this much and is helping this restaurant and this people. And you have all these different pretty much associations that help people, and they make you almost feel bad that you can't. So you crave to want to be a big deal and make a difference in the world, which is kind of crazy. But what I've learned and read is, like, that's not the way we should go about things. My favorite author at the moment, I always come back to him, is Eckhart Tolle, and I was watching a video of his, and he was just talking about, like, the act of actually trying to make a difference is sometimes harming to everyone because we may not go about it with the proper wisdom. And he says, if we make it our objective to just be a conscious human being and to be aligned, no matter what we do, we will have a beneficial effect in the world. We could be a hermit. We could just be in a cave and still be a benefit, but, like, you could be more of a benefit than just some guy who's just meditating for all day. But if that helps you to become more of a beneficial part of the world, then by all means do that. But what he got at was, you could be a musician, a barber, an artist of any sort, and as long as you come from the place of presence and this inner knowingness, you will always have a benefit to the world. But you also want to be well versed at your craft. You don't want to just be like, felt like you could do those things without knowing what it is you do, because you don't have the wisdom behind it, and you might lead people the wrong way. And he says, like, when you embody the presence of this inner knowing and consciousness, no matter what you do, that will spread towards everybody. I apologize, I'm just trying to get familiar with this camera angle. But when you embody this presence, wherever you go, this presence will follow you. It's you, it's your being. So it's gonna flow out into everything you do, people that you meet. The people are just gonna be like, you know what, you're good vibes, you're great to be around. You could be a hermit in this place somewhere in some party, and it's like, you know what, I'm not even gonna touch that guy, he's good vibes. Look at him just sitting there. It's like a cat meditating. Like, you don't even wanna touch it, just like so cute. But yeah, what we have to realize is like, if we don't, if we do have this craving and that we want to make a difference and be a big impact on the world, we got to look at where it's coming from, and then realize that we don't even need to have that act, and make it our mission to do that by us just going within and knowing ourselves and making ourselves just more conscious. That will be the result. Because when we do it with a lack of wisdom, we may have good intentions, but the good intentions aren't always favorable outcomes. And it's hard to say, but that saying, it's like the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And it's not like you had bad intentions from the start. It's not that you had your some agenda to it or anything, but the lack of wisdom and awareness while moving in that direction to help certain amounts of people or a certain type of person, the good intentions could backfire. So it's best not to do that. It's just best to always go within and allow others to be, because at the end of the day, we can't ever lead anybody to that consciousness or push them to that. All we could do is just be the light and actually just embody it, that when people are around us, they want to know what you did. Like, they want to know like how you got there. And you could look at a lot of individuals like Eckhart Tolle and Gandhi, the Buddha, and all these people that were well like worldly renowned, and they didn't make it their mission to do that. They just went within, and people picked up on that presence and were like, yo, I want some of that. Like, what you got something going on that has me interested, and I could see almost myself in you, and what you say hits home. I feel what you said just hits me. Like, I resonate with that, and it's because we all are connected, but we all are also on our own journey at the same time of trying to go within and level up in consciousness. So we have to make it our duty to do that first, because just doing that, we won't even have to try to pretty much try to raise the level of consciousness. Like, to try, it's just like, just be. Like, the more I'm just able to be, the more things just flow to me, and I'm like, damn, why was I even making that a big deal? Like, we humans make such things a big deal of, like, even dating. You see a girl, and like, you're just in your head, and you're just like, damn, like, everything you do, you're just like, should I do that? Is this a date? She's asking, like, you're like, yo, can I take you out for a drink? And it could just be a drink. You just want to grab a drink. You're just present, like, hey, you want to grab a drink? She's like, is this a date? You're like, I don't know. You start dating. She's like, is there a future here? You're like, there's no such thing as a future. What do you mean? Like, there's only the present. And it's like, it's a funny thing that we do. Like, it's just crazy. Our human condition, it's just how we are. But we have to learn how to just break our own code, just figure ourselves out, that we're able to allow other people to do the same and let them be. Everybody's at a certain level of consciousness, and it's not our duty to get them at this point, because it's always going to be from their own will. And there's many ways you could get there, through some people through too much suffering, sometimes psychedelics, sometimes it's meditation, sometimes being a monk, or whatever it is. But there's many paths that people take. But at the end of the day, when you're just making it your point to go within, you're going to have a beneficial effect to everyone around you. And that's the most essential part. The most essential part is just having accessed that dimension of yourself to even go about helping and being a big impact on the world. The most essential part is just having had accessed that part, that spirit deep down, that you could look at things not from a point of ego or a polarity of light or dark, and you trying to be super light and get rid of all the dark, or you being dark and trying to get rid of a light. It's just like you're neutral. You're moving off intuition and not emotion, and your actions are made from intuition and what you feel is right, rather than that someone needs to do this or that. And it's just like we just make it too complicated at the end of the day. And I want to wrap it up with the story about Leonardo Da Vinci that inspired me to kind of see this as well. I'm gonna try to make this story short, but when he was born out of he was born out of wedlock. At 14 years old, he started writing. He wasn't born at 14 years old, but he started writing and drawing at this age, and he was taking his father's paper because his father was part of like the city council. So around the 1400s, paper was hard to come by. So this dude would just go out in the forest and start sketching his whole surroundings, and he got so good at a point that he was able to get into this school and become an apprentice under this well-known artist that he didn't have access to, because being born out of wedlock out of those times, you were not able to get into certain universities, and you just weren't able to have a privileged life, which is unfortunate. But what he continued to do was he just felt and followed his intuition, and he started to make art. He decided to take things to a whole other level. He was the first guy to do realistic images. So he painted this angel that looked realistic, and at the time in the 1400s, it was just insane. No one was doing that, and he decided to draw the wings of this angel coming out of the back, and it looked like it was actually coming out of the back of this angel, and people were just blown away, like, damn, this dude's mind is at a point where he's just really into this. And it was just sparking a lot of people just to be drawn to him. And he started falling in love with birds and flight, and he was like, I wonder if people could fly. He started studying hydraulics and flight, and started studying anatomy and all these things, and everything he studied, he became kind of a master, pretty much a master of the things he was compelled to learn about. That as time went on, he was a master of anatomy, hydraulics, painting, aerospace, and things like that, that he was just lifted up to a point of a general advisor of the arts and sciences. He didn't start his journey to be a general advisor of arts and sciences and have people look up to him. That wasn't his journey. That wasn't what he decided to do. That when he was 14 years old, that didn't cross his mind. And it made me realize, like, when you make it too complicated, it almost stalls you. When you're not complicated in your head, you're just able to start moving. And you gotta realize nature loves courage, so every move you make, you're almost surprised. Like, it's like all those circumstances and people have almost been waiting for you when you start just moving in that direction, and don't try to overthink it. And I would just say the gist of it all is, like, don't complicate trying to make a difference in the world. Just do what you feel inclined to do. Make it your primary focus to dive deep and learn yourself and follow your intuition and the hidden force you feel that's like pushing you in the direction of what you feel inclined to study or learn. Or if there's a girl you want to talk to, just literally move in that direction and don't think too hard about it, because majority of the time, 99.9% of the time, you're going to be surprised by the actual unfolding of it all, and you'll realize it was never too complicated in the first place. That we made it too complicated. You sit there, there's a hot girl across the room, and you make it too complicated in your head, and you're just like, dude, why not just go talk to her? Just be present. Allow your presence to flow out. That no matter what you do, you're confident, you're sure of yourself. You don't got to worry about it. And it's the same thing with the world. It's like, just move in that direction. You don't have to tell the world everything you're going to do. You don't have to know everything what you're going to do before you take that step in that direction, and you'll be surprised. But I'm going to wrap this up. If you guys resonated with that, you guys could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop more content. I'm here just enjoying myself and just enjoying learning more about life and how much easier it could be for myself and others, and I'm always happy to be able to share that. So if you guys have any other comments or other topics that you want me to talk about, feel free to drop them in the comment section, and I'll be making it my duty to dive deep within and always bring more topics to you guys as well. So with that said, just know a belief may be comforting, but only the true experience can be liberating. Grant yourself permission to level up. Until next time, it's your boy. I'm out.